7 Wonders of the World, the New, the Natural, and the Ancient. Great Wall of China. Amazing might be an understatement. One of his largest building projects in the world, the Great Wall of China is commonly estimated to be about 5,500 miles, 8,850 kilometers, long. However, a controversial Chinese study claims it to be 13,170 miles, 21,200 kilometers, long. Work began in the 7th century BC and lasted for 2,000 years. Although called a wall, this structure actually features 2 parallel walls that extend longer. In addition, watchtowers and barracks line the breakwater. One of the not-so-good things about walls, though, is their effectiveness. Although built to prevent invasions and raids, walls most often did not provide real security. Instead, scholars note that it served as political propaganda. Chichén Itzá. Chichén Itzá is a Mayan city on Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula that flourished between the 9th and 10th centuries AD. Many important monuments and temples were built under Itzá's Maya, who were heavily influenced by the Toltecs. Most notable is the step pyramid El Castillo, Castle, which rises 24 meters above the main square. As a testament to the Mayas' astronomical skill, this structure has a total of 365 levels, the number of days in the solar year. During the spring and autumn equinoxes, the setting sun casts shadows on the pyramids, making them look like snakes sliding down the northern steps. At the base is a stone snake head. But life there wasn't just about work and science. Chichén Itzá is home to America's largest try, a kind of sports field. In this field, residents performed ceremonial ball games popular throughout pre-Columbian Mesoamerica. Petra. The ancient city of Petra in Jordan lies in a remote valley surrounded by sandstone mountains and cliffs. It is said to be one of the places where Moses struck a rock and water sprang up. Later, it became the capital of the Nabateans, an Arab tribe, during which time it prospered and became an important trading center, especially for spices. Famous sculptors, the Nabateans carved dwellings, temples and tombs in sandstone that changed color with the changing sun. In addition, we have built a water system that allows for lush gardens and agriculture. At its peak, Petra is said to have had a population of 30,000. However, as trade routes changed, the city began to decline. A severe earthquake in AD 363 caused further difficulties, and Petra was gradually abandoned after another earthquake in AD 551. It was rediscovered in 1912, but largely ignored by archaeologists until the late 20th century, leaving many questions about the city. Machu Picchu. This Inca ruin near Cusco, Peru was discovered by Hiram Bingham in 1911. He believed it was Vilcabamba, a secret Inca stronghold used during his 16th century rebellion against Spanish rule. Although this claim was later disproved, Machu's purpose for Picchu has puzzled scholars. Bingham believed it to be the home of virgins of the sun who lived in convents under vows of chastity. Some think it was probably a place of pilgrimage, while others think it was a royal retreat. One of the things he clearly shouldn't do is the beer advertising aspect. In 2000, a crane used for such exhibits collapsed, shattering the monument. What is known is that Machu Picchu is one of the few large pre-Columbian sites to be found mostly intact. Despite its relative isolation in the Andes Mountains, it is characterized by agricultural terraces, squares, residential areas and temples. Christ the Redeemer. The Christ of Redeemer, a colossal statue of Jesus, stands atop Mount Corcovado in Rio de Janeiro. Its origins date back to the immediate aftermath of World War I, when some Brazilians feared a god-defying tide. They eventually proposed a statue designed by Heitor da Silva Costa, Carlos Oswald, and Paul Landowski. Construction began in 1926 and was completed 5 years later. The finished monument is 30 meters high, except for the pedestal, which is about 8 meters high, and his outstretched arm is 28 meters long. It is the largest Art Deco sculpture in the world. The Christ of Corcovado is made of reinforced concrete and covered with about 6 million tiles. To make matters worse, the statue has been struck by lightning multiple times, damaging the tip of Jesus' right thumb during a storm in 2014. Colosseum. The Roman Colosseum was built by Emperor Vespasian in the 1st century. A feat of engineering, the amphitheater measures 620 by 513 feet, 189 by 156 meters, and features an intricate vaulting system. It can accommodate 50,000 spectators watching various events. Men fighting animals were also common, but perhaps most notably gladiatorial battles. In addition, water was sometimes pumped into the Colosseum to simulate naval battles. However, the belief that Christians were martyred there by being thrown by lions is disputed. It is estimated that about 500,000 people died in the Colosseum. It is also said that certain species became extinct because so many animals were trapped and killed. Taj Mahal. Located in Agra, India, this mausoleum complex is considered one of the most famous monuments in the world and perhaps the finest example of Mughal architecture. It was named after Emperor Shah Jahan, r. 1628-58 in honor of his wife Mumtaz, who died giving birth to his 14th child in 1631, was built by about 22 years and 20,000 workers were spent in the construction of this complex, which includes a huge garden with a reflecting pool. The mausoleum is made of white marble with semi-precious stones in geometric and floral patterns. Its majestic central dome is surrounded by 4 smaller domes. According to some accounts, Shah Jahan wanted to have his own black marble mausoleum. However, he was banished by one of his sons before his work began. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel.